Hello, everybody. Deceptive Mango here. So, Christmas is coming up. That's cool, right? What are you guys gonna do for Christmas? Because COVID is a thing, and we can't. We're most likely not gonna go to my sister's house. Um, for very personal reasons that have to do with COVID, but more personal. Not gonna get into that. uh we plan on getting a Christmas tree. I told mom I wanted a Christmas tree, and we're gonna decorate it. And maybe we'll stray away from decorating it blue and white because that's what we usually decorate it because those are my favorite Christmas decoration colors. I don't know, maybe we'll get lots of colors. Um, Anyways, last week I talked about my experiences in the Sonic fandom, and for this week's video, I want to talk about my experiences as an MLP fan. Woo! I have a little list here of things I should talk about, so that's cool. I don't really have a lot of actual stories regarding the MLP fandom, but I do have some things that I experienced, so that's cool. The speed paint in the background is my first ever Pony OC, Agony, doing karaoke with Pinkie Pie. Because they're friends and are cute together when they hang out. They're not shipped together. Please don't ship them. Agony has a boyfriend who is a changeling named Star Decline, and they're happy together. So don't ship Agony with Pinkie Pie. Also because that wouldn't really make any sense, since Agony is very, very, very gay. The version. Okay, here's a fun fact. Here's a funny little story. Real quick. Here's a funny little story. The version of Pinkie Pie that he's singing with is the version from the Cupcakes universe because all of my OCs are in the same universe as the Cupcakes universe. However, okay, it's technically the Cupcakes universe, but I've applied some alterations to it, so it's more like my AU version of the Cupcakes universe. Like where Pinkie murders ponies and puts them in cupcakes and sweets and stuff. Except in this version, Rainbow Dash isn't dead yet. I do really want to write like prequel slash sequel AU stories for Cupcakes, but I haven't yet, and I probably won't. But yeah, just I thought that'd be cool to know that the cute, bubbly karaoke singing Pinkie Pie you see in the speed paint right now is also the Cupcakes one who murders and tortures ponies, and Agony helps her sometimes. That's another reason why it's an AU. Anyways, so I got into the MLP. I got into MLP the same way I got into Sonic. My friend at school really liked it. He was a brony, and I don't really know. I guess he was talking about it, probably drawing the characters or whatever. And I wanted because so naturally when it we know when it came to Sonic. I was like, well, anything my friend likes, I want to like too to impress him to make him happy because I'll be cool then. So I tried to get into MLP. I think my mom got it for me. Basically I got a DVD that had I think all of the episodes of season 1. I don't really know what the season 1 finale is, but the latest episode I can remember that was on the disc was where they go to Appaloosa. I don't know if that's the season 1 finale. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've watched season 1. But that's how I got into MLP, but that's not how I became a brony. I wasn't a brony yet. I really, really, really got into MLP, aka I became a brony officially, when my friend told me not to look up Cupcakes HD on YouTube.com. I have to say YouTube.com because I think it's funny that I didn't know what YouTube was. Of course, I was like, I don't know, 12. I was like 12 when this happened. So why would I have known what YouTube was? YouTube was for the nerds. Nobody fucking watched YouTube. No, I'm surprised. Like no one else in my school really knew what YouTube was, but whatever. Um So yeah, he told me not to look up Cupcakes HD, and that was like his parting words to me because it was like I believe it was like during our graduation day, because we were graduating from being I don't know 12 to 13. I don't know what I think I did summer school after that, so 6th grade to 7th grade I think. And he was like, "Whatever you do, don't look up Cupcakes HD on YouTube." And I was like, "Okay." And I did exactly that. I looked it up, and I loved it. I was also scarred for life because I could barely handle any kind of gore, and it was so gory, and it's still pretty gory, and it still bothers me quite a lot whenever I watch it. But it's okay because I'm better at handling gore now than I was back then. But I fucking loved it. I was like, okay, because I was already obsessed with like this was definitely before my JTHM phase because I just discovered YouTube like that day. Um I was already kind of obsessed with the idea of like villainous characters, and then seeing a character like just straight up murder another character and put them in food was like, oof, that started my passion for that trend, and I still like murderer characters to this day. Though I kind of now prefer characters that can be redeemed, so not murderer characters because those cannot be redeemed. Characters that can be redeemed are like villains who I don't know, like if they're homeless and they steal for food, they're still stealing, but they can be redeemed. I don't know. What's the next point? Oh yeah, I think one of the first things I learned upon joining the MLP fandom as like a brony, and like actually like drawing the characters and making my OC and whatever, I think like the first thing I discovered was like the videos where people would rant on like basically people would make videos on like how to make an MLP OC, and these videos were everywhere, and they're still kind of everywhere, and I think people still make them to this day. Which I mean, at this point, why would you? But whatever. And a lot of people hated alicorns. Like, a lot of people were like, whatever you do, don't make an alicorn. This was before the huge, like, Mary Sue fucking bandwagon exploded. That exploded in, like, 2016. But people were still using the word Mary Sue in, like, 2013, because this was probably 2012 or 2013. I think it was, like, late 2012, possibly. Oh, jeez, man. I don't know, man. I don't really remember these things very well. But, yeah, people really hated Alicorn OCs, and I wanted to make all of my OCs Alicorns just because. Anyways. So, technically, my first MLP OC, Agony, was a version of my main OC, who is a furry character. But we don't talk about that. Because he's Agony now, and he looks nothing like his old design, aside from the fact that he's still a green Pegasus. And I I wanted to mention that because it's an interesting fact, but I also wanted to mention that we don't really talk about it too in depth because embarrassing and somewhat traumatic memories. Woo! Now we're gonna talk about cupcakes again. Because honestly, that's like the reason I became a brony was because of the fanfic cupcakes. But it wasn't just the fanfic cupcakes that made me become a brony. And I mean this with like wholeheartedly. Like cupcakes was cool and all, but I was just like, all right, that's cool. I probably would have ignored MLP if it weren't for something else. There is a sequel series to Cupcakes made by someone who I've admired for too long. It's called Muffins, and it's by the YouTuber Raytana Sajin. And I say I've admired her for too long, not in a mean way, but like the fact that I've admired her since I was like 13 or 14 when I discovered like Muffins, the sequel series that she made. And oh boy, if you watch any of her videos, you'll know that like this YouTuber, like Raytana, she doesn't want children watching her stuff. And you know what? I don't want children watching her stuff either because It's bad enough that I liked JTHM so much. It's bad enough that I would like casually drop "I'll murder you" jokes, and really genuinely wanted to be a cannibal for a little while. That's a fun story. I was such an edgy teenager. I shouldn't have been looking at that stuff. But you couldn't have pulled me away from the fanfic series Muffins. You couldn't have pulled me away from it if you tried. I loved it so much. I still love it to this day. Um, actually, yeah, like, so, like, Cupcakes is one thing, but, like, Muffins is, like, what made me make my main character, who, again, is a furry, a serial killer who puts people in food. Except he doesn't put people in sweets, because when I was like 13 or 14, I was like, no, because that's something that already happens. Pinkie Pie does that, and people are gonna think I copied Muffins. I don't want people to think I copied Muffins. So I made it so that he puts people in regular food. It's mostly stew. He puts them in stew. And also, he doesn't put their whole body in stew. He just puts their insides in stew. Why am I talking about my main character? He's not even an MLP character. He's a furry. I'm sorry. I'm literally gushing about how much Muffins inspired me so much. I should probably not gush about that too much. But yeah, I do recommend anyone who's an MLP fan or a brony who hasn't already, if you like Cupcakes, go like read Muffins or listen to the audiobook, the audiobooks that are on YouTube that Raytonis Asian has done. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to talk about is this happened in like 2018, so after the whole Alicorn hate had died down. There's still some of it, but it had mostly died down at this point. This happened in like 2018 or 2019. I think it was 2018. I found out that a friend of mine has like almost entirely all Alicorn OCs. Like they told me that they have just like I mentioned it and they were like almost all of my OCs are Alicorns, dude. And I was like but what about the hate? Did you get any hate in like 2013 or 14? I don't remember if we actually had a big conversation about that, but that learning that inspired me to just make all Alicorn OCs. So what I have now is since my characters take place in an AU of actual MLP anyways, since they take place in an AU anyways, I basically have there's a it's basically an Alicorn utopia. I don't know if I've named it. I am trying like really hard to force myself not to call it Alicornia. Alicornia. I'm sorry. Because that's stupid. Watch me end up calling it Alicornia. But basically, whew, my brain is trying to fry itself. We're at 15 minutes. Okay, I should speed this up. Yeah, so it's basically all Alicorns, except for one character who's slowly rising to like my favorite MLP OCs list, who is called Nightwatch, and he's a unicorn, but he wears like a cloak and a cape. He wears like a cloak basically and like a shirt, so you can't like see his back. So like only like the rulers. How many times am I gonna say like in a fucking sentence? Sorry. Only the rulers know that he's a unicorn, but he's Nightwatch. He is their like prize night guard. There I go saying like again. I gotta stop doing that. But he's a unicorn and he's like the only I said like someone count how many times I've said like in this video. Take a shot every time Clyde says like. Ugh. Yeah, so basically, yeah, it's a unicorn. It's an alicorn utopia. And I've just been like every alicorn OC I've made in the past month or so has been every MLP OC I've made in the past month or so has been an alicorn because struggling really hard not to say like because I don't know. I don't care if I get hate anymore because I think hating someone for making an OC is really stupid. I the common argument is people are like, Oh, you can't do that because alicorns are supposed to be special, and and if you make too many, if everyone makes one, then they're not special anymore, and it's just alicorns aren't that special in MLP in the first place. There's like 5 alicorns now. What the fuck was I talking about? Yeah, basically, I'm making a lot of alicorn OCs now, and I like them. I like them all. Whew, we're at 18 minutes. I should end the video here. Anyways, I'm gonna end the video now. Um, Goodbye, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas and holiday month. And if you're feeling bad, don't. No, wait, don't take that out of context. Please don't cancel me on Twitter.com. If you're feeling bad, I hope you feel better. Please try not to stress. Take breaks from the internet if you need to. You know. Anyways, goodbye, everyone, and the mango is out.